What's up people, it's your boy Keiran, and this is just a video to give you a track-by-track explanation of each song of the EP, which is called The House of Illusions. Okay, so the first track of the EP is the Intro-Lude, and it's about 30-second to 45-second long song, which basically it sets the tone of the EP itself, and it's a compilation of like background music which shows like as if you're in a fairground. It's quite eerie and quite dark. It reminds me of something out of Final Destination, you know, where something scary is about to happen, and then like in the background of the fairground music is like a heartbeat which kind of suggests it's going to like a climax, and then what happens is it builds to a phrase which is said in a pitched down voice to give it more dramatic effect, and the phrase states, love can sometimes be magic, but magic can sometimes just be an illusion. And I feel that's really sets the tone for the EP, and you know, especially with how love is explored from different, you know, perceptions or portrayed in a different sort of way, which is what each track of the EP does later on go to do. And actually, funnily enough, it came about because the EP itself was pretty much done, but we were kind of like sprucing it up in terms of like structure, and we were in the studio being gifted, and what happened was that actually I showed him a song that we did previously called Love for Sale, and that interlude was actually like a prelude to that song, and I showed it to him, and we heard the first bit and I thought, oh crap, this is quite dope actually, I forgot about this. So we just kind of like copied and pasted it and made it an interlude on this song instead. So yeah. The second song of the EP is called Give Me a Reason, and it's the EP mix, which is the extended version of it. So it's extended version because it's more creative, it's got more instruments, it's got more song structure to it, it's obviously extended, and it's just, I feel it's a better version of it really. It's about 4 to 5 minutes long, I think, and the song itself is about an experience that Gifted went through himself actually a few years back, and it's basically about when you're in the early stages of a relationship, when you're seeing each other and things are going fine, you know, really good, you get to know each other really well, but then all of a sudden the other part of the relationship kind of says, hold on a second, we're going too fast here, I can't really do this anymore, and it leaves you there like gobsmacked, like why, where's this come from all of a sudden? And that's what it tackles, and you're looking for a reason as to why you've got to change the whole dynamics of the relationship. When it was going so well, now it's not, so it's got from good to bad to worse, and that's what the song's about. And the song initially came about when me and Gifted were actually on tour back in October 2011 when we did The Mask, and we were rehearsing for the tour, and we got bored of rehearsing and we wanted to be more creative, which is where that song came about. And Gifted just kind of smashed the beat ridiculously. Sonically he handled everything, you know, like the idea of the introduction of the EP mix, that introduction of the single mix, that kind of stuff. He literally, the bass line, everything, man, like he engineered the hell out of that track and made it what it is today. So yeah, shout out to Gifted for that track and every other track. But yeah, that's Give Me a Reason. Track 3 is Symphony 7, which is one of my favourite songs off the EP. Well, they're all my favourite, but this one's quite special. It's basically about how the sounds you make when you're making love, combined with the sounds of the background noises while you're making love, such as the sound of a candle burning or candles burning, the sound of background music, the ambience, atmosphere, that kind of stuff. All of that merged together creates what I like to call a symphony, you know, a symphony of love. The 7 really has no significance whatsoever apart from the fact that it's my favourite number, and it just has a nice ring to it, Symphony 7. So that's the whole concept of the song itself. Production wise, again, Gifted just smashed the beat completely. This song was actually recorded and written in the latest, halfway through 2011 actually, and we've been tweaking it ever since. And towards the end of the development of the EP, Gifted had the idea, the genius that he is, to actually flip a Beyonce sample, End of Time, off her album 4, and kind of merge it into the track, which really fits really well. And again, the song itself, takes you through a journey in itself, because it goes through like, you know, a nice mellow, sensual feeling to like getting more intense, to getting even more intense in the bridge, and then suddenly mellowing out. Towards the end of it. So yeah, that's Symphony 7. Dusk II Dawn is probably the most creative song from a songwriting point of view, because it's all fictitious. It's not about an experience I've been through, or anyone I know who's been through that experience. It's just literally fantasy in essence. It's about how it's actually based off an idea that was in a Friends episode, whereby Monica's going out with this really rich dude who made this computer, and he picks her up from her apartment in New York, and she asks him where we're going for lunch or for a date for dinner. And he goes, "Oh, it's this little place I know," and he flies her to Rome for pizza or pasta, and obviously flies her back afterwards. So that was where the idea came from. And which is why in the first verse, you know, I pick her up at her apartment, and we go to Rome for Italian cuisines. In the second verse, we go to Paris for like some, you know, nice French wine, and then back to London. And that's, you know, it explores that idea of fantasy, you know, like for this one night we're going to, obviously, you know, 3 different locations. And the story behind the song itself, actually, it's now called Dusk II Dawn, but originally it was just a song called The Next Morning, and it's about 2 minutes 50 seconds long, and it's only just the second part of Dawn, just as a song itself. And when we first did it, we kind of we thought this could be better. You know, it's good as it is. You know, the party anthem, but it can be a lot better. The question was, how do we make it better? Then I had the idea of making like a prelude, which is now Dawn, and calling it Late Night. So the song would be Late Night / The Next Morning. And then Gifted, being the genius that he is, once again, kind of like got a song called Late Night from Kevin Costner, sampled it, flipped it, slowed it down, and that's how that song came about, man. And like, literally, we just kind of started vibing to it. It didn't feel right to sing on it in terms of like a whole verse and stuff. I just kind of spoke on it to set the mood, and did like ad libs on the background. And then yeah, that fades into Dawn, which is obviously the main track itself, and that's how the song came about. So yeah. Saturn's Rings is probably the song of the EP which means the most to me. It was written and recorded actually about 3, possibly even 4 years ago, and it's again one of my most creative songs I've written from a songwriting point of view, because the core concept it explores is identical to like songs such as Let Me Love You by Mario, written by Neo, or Gallery by Mario Vasquez, again written by Neo, or even Trey Songz Can't Help But Wait, where the fundamental concept of the song is you're into a girl, she with someone else who's not treating her right, and you're saying, look, let me treat you better, you know, let me love you, or you know, you're just a painting in his gallery, you can be my masterpiece. So Saturn's Rings is my version of that particular concept, where what I do is I use the personification of planets. So Saturn is like a player, and its rings surrounding Saturn are like a list of girls he's been with. And I'm saying to this girl who's just a ring, like, don't be his ring where you're not really noticed. Be my moon, it can be a lot more to me. And I basically use different planetary terms, phrases, explanations to kind of put that point across. So like, I'm Earth, for example, I use Jupiter as like someone else. I mention Mars, I mention gravity, I mention different forces, and there's some phrases that actually have double entendres, 2 different meanings behind them. So that's that particular song. And production wise, again, it's very spacey. The fact that my vocals have distortion on them, again, gives it more of a spacey feeling. and gives it more emotion and makes it more organic. And I just felt that even though the song was written about 3-4 years ago, it means so much to me. It's so raw and organic that it had to have on the EP, and it fits perfectly in the EP. So yeah, that's Saturn's Rings. Intro-Lude is the conclusion of the EP, and the funny thing is, it wasn't supposed to be there. You know, the EP was done and wrapped up, and me and Gifty were in the studio, just kind of experimenting and just messing about, you know, what writing for my next project. And he made that beat, and it was so good and dramatic and powerful and epic. It sounded like some movie shit, and we just felt that it had to be on the EP. But the question was, where do you put it? Now, the initial thought process was to possibly replace the Intro-Lude and have it there instead, but I didn't want to do that because Intro-Lude kind of set the tone for the EP itself, and plus it didn't sound right from going from this new beat to Give Me Reason EP version, because it didn't sound right, it didn't sound smooth at all. So then in the end we just thought, why not have it as Outro-Lude instead, which is obviously what's happened now. And the concept behind the talking of it is basically at the start of the EP, in the Intro-Lude, it's you hear like some background music as if you're at a fairground, you know, or theme park. It's quite eerie, and we kind of took that in. And this is like imagine if you go into like a haunted house in like Alton Towers or Drayton Manor, some sort of, you know, some sort of place similar to that, and you go into the haunted house, you go through obviously the whole experience, you know, I told you the story and history behind whatever it is there, and then as you come to an end of that particular ride, as you walk into the gift shop, in the background is like some person talking, explaining to you, you know, thank you for visiting this particular, you know, House of Haunted Horrors. I hope you had a safe journey. I hope you come back again. Blah blah, that kind of stuff, really. And we use that idea to this one. So like I said, thank you for visiting the House of Illusions. I hope you enjoyed being taken on the roller coaster of love, where you went through, you know, different emotions like pain, lust, fantasy, which is like what each song represents. You know, Give Me Reason is pain, Symphony 7's lust, Dusk II Dawn is fantasy, Saturn's Rings is again emotion. Well, what kind of emotion it is, it's like quite heartfelt, I'd say, to an extent pain as well, actually. Yeah, so yeah, that's the idea, you know, because we started with like a theme park sort of entrance. It was only right to end on the same note on such an epic scale. So and the way it's vocally produced is there's 3 layers of vocals. 3 layers of vocals. One's my normal layer, one's a pitched down version, one's a pitched up version, and I just literally weave in and out of different pitches to make it more dramatic and give it more effect. Like certain phrases will be in a pitched down effect to make it more scary, others will be in a pitched up effect, and so forth. So that's where that idea came from. So yeah, that's Outro-Lude. Okay, so that was a track by track explanation of the House of Illusions. I've got to give a massive shout out to Mr. Gifted the Great. He was the genius, architect, engineer, producer, executive songwriter, everything, man. Like, this guy literally, it was instrumental in this particular process and in this project. Literally, it was just me and him who did all the songs, you know. Initially we recorded about 10 to 20 songs, out of which 7 made the cut, you know. Well, 5 plus 4 plus 1 bonus and 2, you know, intro and outro. But yeah, he literally absolutely killed the beats, you know. We try to make a sound which was as far away as possible from radio or anything you heard, you know. So we like to call it as experimental / futuristic R&B, you know. So that's what we tried to do. And also shout out to Mr. Casey Elliott, who was the mastermind behind artwork of Give Me Reason and the EP itself, and also he's the one who actually made the website as well, okay, which is www.keiranonline.com. And thank you to everyone who's actually downloaded the EP for free and listened to it and give me feedback. You know, it really does mean a lot to me. I really do appreciate it. If you guys haven't heard the EP, check it out. Go to www.keiranonline.com. Alternatively, you can stream it off my Bandcamp, which I'll put the link down somewhere here. Add me on Twitter, I'm @officialkeiran. Add me on Facebook, it's Keiran Music. and check out my videos on YouTube, which is youtube.com/Keiran Music. Love to everyone who's supported me so far. But yeah, thank you. Peace.